Well, hello, Phil. Welcome back to the top five hockey card sales from last week. How are you, bud?
Well, hello, Joshua, and hello, top hockey card 5 sales of the week. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, okay. You treat like a person. That's okay. Well, we've got
there's
more interesting cards to chat about this week. We've been lucky, I'll admit, that the good hobbies out there buying fun cards for us to talk about. So we're going to get right into it. And we have a debut, a new player who's never been on the top five show before. So making his debut this week to the top five hockey card sales is the Rocket, Maurice Richard. And this 1951 beautiful Parkhurst rookie graded SGC 9 also includes the gold, not put on straight, but sticker from NBA that gives it the third party endorsement. Now, Phil, this card sold for 30,000 US dollars in the May Fanatics Premier auction. And here's what I'm going to suggest to everyone, because I did this myself. If you get a moment of spare time, it's probably worth going to the Fanatics website and taking a very close look at this card because it is very nice. It's
yeah.
a
Look at the red,
really,
eh?
really beautiful copy.
Cherry red, still popping through the card.
Oh, yeah. Very crisp, bold colors, great print on it. And I can't imagine anyone needing a nicer copy than this. It's also the fourth highest public sale ever for a Maurice Richard card.
Hmm.
Now, all three higher sales are the same card as rookie. A PSA 8.5 sold for 75,000 US dollars in July of 2021. A PSA 9 went for 57,600 in December 2019. And then another PSA 9 sold for $100 more than this card. So 30,100 US in March of 2013. Are you a big Maurice Richard guy? I knew you grew up admiring the Canadians.
Yeah, big fan. I can't seem to get, I haven't found, other than Bobby Smith, good old number 15, I haven't found a Montreal Canadian I'd like to collect. And
Okay.
there's too much to choose from, right? 'Cause I pick Richard. Well, I hope I have an extra 100K in my back pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love this card. This is, look at the centering, look at the crisp corners, look at the color saturation. Even the red and the black font at the bottom is, this was stored properly.
hmm What's
Yeah.
amazing considering these were collated in a cement mixer that a card even this nice survived that process. So would you rather have this card than the Gordie Howe, or are you going to lean
Yeah.
towards
Oh
or
yeah.
okay.
Hands down. Yeah. I'd be a Richard guy over a Howe for most
All
things.
right. Again, for the second time in a week at number 3, we have a tie, and we have ties it seems like every week now in this top 5. So coming in the first card at number 3 is
Oh,
a 2015 Upper Deck Premier Connor McDavid. Ever hear of Connor McDavid, Phil? Is that a new
yeah,
name for you?
there's a few Connors. I get them confused sometimes.
Sure. Well, this 2015 Upper Deck Premier Connor McDavid Blue Spectrum RPA 101 PSA Authentic sold for 33,600 US in the May Fanatics premiere. Now, if you remember to our last show in top 5 last week, the number 1 selling card was a McDavid Ultimate Collection rookie NHL Shield auto that went for just over $300,000. So this is like a 90% discount
Yeah, I'd rather 10 of
on
these. I'd rather 10 101s from Premiere than that one.
really? Yeah.
I don't, I'm really coming around on Premiere, and I've always been
Mhm.
a heavy critic of it for the last 15, 20 years. This is amazing card. Other than the weak impression on the autograph,
Yeah.
this is nicer than any cup card of McDavid's 2015, I think. My
The
opinion, of
patch
course.
is beautiful.
Yeah. Bottom of the or the top of the drip. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, very,
Yeah.
very cool. Now, does it bother you that the patch is basically upside down?
No, I like it. Doesn't bother me.
Okay. You
Yeah.
like that?
It flows with the card nicely.
Fair enough. This is the second time this exact card is sold publicly. So just over a year ago in April 2024, it sold for 30,900 US again in the premier auction. So a roughly $2,500 increase over the last year though, but I would guess I would assume if it's the same buyer that bought it a year ago that's selling now, they probably lost money after selling fees, etc. Because you usually got to eat about 20% of that.
How much how many one of one cards are there of McDavid's rookie? If there's blue spectrum, is there a ruby red?
I don't know. This is the only premiere one I've seen, and this it's the same card sold twice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even know
So
this existed.
what I think about cards like this, though, is like if you're gonna drop a big chunk of change on it, which of course it merits, it's hard to peg a card like this as far as like where it fits in the significance of all the McDavid rookie cards. Like him or not, a cup RPA is always going to be considered a premium
Mhm.
premier, pardon the pun, rookie card of McDavid, or a shield auto is a premier 101 RPA. Does that have a lot of panache to it yet, or maybe is it building?
I mean, it's an amazing card and a rookie card. And it's a 101. It's nicer than any cup card. IMO, of course. That autograph is concerning, though, isn't it? The more I look at it,
Yeah,
the more I'm
it's
like,
very weak.
ooh, I don't know. Okay,
Very
I'll give
weak.
it to you for 20 grand. It's like, could Connor go over it again, maybe?
Yeah. Could
Could
you
you
have him sign it
imagine
again?
shaking? Yeah.
Oh, that would be nice. Okay, well, we're gonna move on to number 3, and you just dissed him. You said you preferred Rocket Richard
Yeah.
more so
Yeah.
than Gordie Howe, but coming in at number 3 and tied with the McDavid RPA is this 1951 Parkhurst Gordie Howe rookie. It's a PSA 7.5, sold for 33,600 US in the Fanatics Premier auction. Now it's the fourth time this exact copy has sold within the Fanatics ecosystem since 2015,
Hmm.
when, well, back then Fanatics was PWCC. So it first sold for 10,600 in September of 2015. Then it jumped up to 21,651 in 2019. In October 2022, it hit a peak, 44,400, and now on the fourth sale, back down a little bit to 33,600. So remember, even big cards of the biggest names of the goats are not always guaranteed to go up in value.
Yeah, I'd rather
Correct?
that Richard all day, every day over this Howe. I
Mhm.
mean, I'll take both, but yeah. Yeah, I have
The one
much
thing
more.
I did, I was just gonna say, I don't love about in a lot of copies, he's got that like halo of from the registration,
Yeah.
the yellow halo on his shoulder that irritates me a little bit.
Well, you can
PSA
see it
so
you can see in
what?
the words too, in the fonts. They're not as
Mhm.
crisp.
At PSA 7.5, it's a pop count of 5 fill. There's 37 copies actually graded higher.
Oh,
34 PSA 8s, 2 8.5s, and 1 PSA 9.
no 10s, eh?
No 10s.
There will never be
Gordy.
a 10. There will
Probably
never
not.
be one.
Well, you might be surprised to find out at number 2 this week, buddy, that we have a basketball card. What?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You should have let me guess. I probably would have guessed that. Oh, I want this
Okay.
card so bad.
Really? Oh,
Obviously.
I'm
Yeah.
excited to talk about it. So, yes, this 2009 Exquisite Collection flashback rookie patch Wayne Gretzky out of 25 BGS 8.510 that's over 35,400 US in the Fanatics Premier is in fact a basketball card. It
Mhm.
was included in the 2009-10 Exquisite basketball set. So this subset for rookie patch flashbacks has 17 total players on it, Phil. There's 7 basketball players, 4 football players, and then 6 hockey players. So you have Gretzky, Mario Lemieux, Steve Yzerman, Sidney Crosby, Patrick Waugh, and Gordie Howe. All are numbered out of 25 except for the Michael Jordan, whose card is not numbered out of 23. And these are pretty big as far as like rookie tributes. We've been talking on our show a lot about these lately. You just bought a big McDavid one. This is probably the King Kong of all rookie tributes, right?
Yeah, that's the best way to put it. It's the King Kong. And I don't know of any Oilers. I don't know of any Gretzky cards in the 09-10 Exquisite set that got patch swapped. Yzerman's been
Galore.
fondled with. I think there's one Lemieux out there that's been fondled with. And
Mhm.
yeah, I have a lot of pictures. A lot of us have compiled pictures from each other. Jeremy Lee, I sent him a bunch of pictures for his records as well. And he sent me what he's got. So would be safe to say would be an original patch
Yeah. And it's
because
nice that it's two color because a lot of these had one color patches too.
very nice. Yeah, all the Lemieux, I don't even
They're all
I
yellow,
think,
right?
yeah, they're all pretty which is still great. It's still a very nice card, but it's the
Mhm.
King Kong of tribute cards. Yeah, man, I love how you said that. Yeah, it's not his rookie card, obviously, not even
No,
close. Yeah,
no.
it's 30 years too late.
So this sale at 35,400 US is the second most paid for one of these Gretzky's. Somebody in 2021 dropped 56,000 for a BGS 910. Was that you?
No, no, it might be my buddy Tom Traj though.
Okay.
Yeah, he has an open checkbook for these cards.
Well, maybe if that wasn't you, maybe you were one of the guys who or gals in 2010 or 11 when this set first came out that were gobbling these up for under 1,000 US. Was that you?
No, I wish I was. I wasn't paying attention back then. Hasselhoff was like 2 and I was
Or
making bad
needed
decisions.
diapers?
Yeah, yeah, I was making bad decisions and changing poopy diapers.
So, of any of the 17 players on the checklist, the highest amount paid was for Michael Jordan as a win for only 133,200 US in August of 2021.
No way.
Yeah.
No way. Say that again? How much?
133,200. I think there's been 4 or 5 sales of Jordans over 100,000.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, it just shows you the difference between basketball hobby and hockey hobby a little bit.
Yeah, no kidding.
What is kind of interesting though, beyond that, is aside from the Jordans, the second highest seller is typically the Wayne Gretzky.
Well, he is the
He's Wayne.
greatest of all time, right? And you don't have to love hockey to know that. So he's probably got a bit of pop culture behind him, sending his prices on a rocket ship.
Okay, so this is a card you would love to have. Like, would
Yeah,
this be a
I
hobby grail for you?
yes, yes, absolutely. Now, I will say this, the common narrative is that this set, so Crosby has had another come out in this style, right? Uh
Well, it was the Crosby and Ovechkin. So Crosby's, I think, were numbered out of 10, and they featured North American players, and then Ovechkin was European players numbered out of 8, I believe.
okay, but the Crosby's second batch of cards are much nicer. They're better patches, better, and they go for a lot less.
Hmm.
Th- I'll take that all day long. I will buy the better card. There, when everything is all said and done and things are a tribute card, I don't care if it's the first tribute card or the eighth tribute card. That doesn't that doesn't carry weight with me.
Mhm.
So if they come out with another Wayne Gretzky and the patches are nicer and the picture is better, I'll
Mm.
buy those before I buy this. That the only reason this is a whale for me is because there isn't another Gretzky exquisite
Yes.
in this design. That's the only reason. I don't
I
want to
think that
give premium value to that. It's the first tribute. I know there's
sure.
a lot of other big names that do. I disagree with those thoughts.
Well, I think that's really good advice. And considering you just bought the Connor McDavid Young Guns retro tribute Outburst Red out of 25, and you paid a hefty sum for it, when Upper Deck produces that card again, I'll probably buy it a lot cheaper and take your advice.
Yeah, so Upper Deck's actually not redoing that, Josh. Don't use my words against me, big boy.
uh, love it. You ready for number one?
Yeah, let's do it.
The big boy. Here we
Oh,
go.
wow. Oh man, almost
93,000
100.
US dollars, almost 100K. At number one this week is a beauty of an Ovechkin RPA. It's a 2005-06 The Cup. Alexander Ovi Ovechkin, honorable numbers 4 out of 8. That's graded PSA 9 out of 10. Sold for 93,000 US dollars. And again, in the Fanatics premiere, which was on May 22nd. The patch is incredible for the record. Very, very nice patch. The previous high sale for any one of these 8 cards was 45,140 for PSA 7 that sold this past March. So that's almost double, more than double that amount. And when you look at this card, a big factor undoubtedly is the fact that honorable numbers sets the print runner serial number based on the player's jersey number. And
Mhm.
given Ovechkin's number 8, that very much limits or makes this card pretty rare. As a counterpoint, Crosby's honorable numbers from the same set is numbered out of 87. So the
Oh,
biggest sale for one of those cards is a BGS 8.510 that sold for 11,400 US in February 2022. But there's 79 more copies
okay.
of a Crosby. And last thing before we get your comments, Phil, is obviously $93,000 Ovechkin sales do not happen every day. This sale is the fifth highest publicly selling OV card to date. And I think 3 of the 5 now are within the last month.
Really? Interesting. Okay.
It's
Well,
worth 93,000 in your opinion?
it's hard to say, man. What are there? Do we have any previous sales? Like, I mean, like
Yeah,
his.
so 45,140. It was in March. It was a PSA 7, which doesn't really matter so much the difference between a 9 and a 7. Has a really nice patch, but not as nice as this patch, and this one has a little bit higher grade, and the auto is very, very nice for an OV auto on this card as well.
So yeah, I think this is too high for this card. I think the star and the colors in the patch are what's giving its double premium, I guess. I mean, what a cup RPA out of 99 for him is what, between 20 and 30,000?
I
That
think more now, given,
oh,
this is all post record. So that the last one of these sold in March, and then he's since broken the goals record. And I
I
would
just don't
think,
think I don't think an honorable numbers has more juice behind it than a regular RPA. That's how I see it.
yeah, you might be right. I mean, that's
But obviously this one does, but I don't agree with it, right? Like, hey, congratulations to the buyer. I would
mhm.
much rather start with a cup RPA and then work my way to the inserts, I guess you would say.
So the last Ovechkin Cup RPA sales, a PSA 5 just sold for 35,000, but that's a pretty low grade. The sales before that were 40, almost 44,000, 63,000, 41,000,
Yeah, so
55,000.
I'd rather buy one of those than have
Two of
this.
them, maybe for
Buy two of them, yeah, and they're not horizontal cards, you
yeah.
know.
Are
Yeah,
you an honorable numbers guy in general, or no? I think your boy California Dave, or our boy California Dave, is
slowly
kind of in it.
turning. Yeah,
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 he's
yeah.
into
I'm
these
losing
lately.
interest, and he's picking it up.
Mhm.
I don't know. I can't get behind like honorable numbers or limited logos. I can't get
Really?
behind. I like a good cup RPA, and that's about it. Yeah, I like the parallels, the base parallels.
You like your RPA? You're like vanilla RPA guy, right?
Yeah, for such a bombastic type of blah, I like pretty basic cards.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty interesting week though, right? I mean, we're past the stage, I think, of 4 out of 5 OV Future Watch autos. That's kind
Oh,
of nice,
thank
isn't
God. Yeah.
it?
Thank goodness. We're running out of things to talk about. I really like the top swirl of his O there, the way it counterclockwise is, and yeah, running out of things to talk about.
Is that white or
Beautiful card.
bone? I think
Was
it's
that?
bone.
Yeah.
Travis made a American Psycho reference. There you go.
American. Oh, the movie. I haven't seen it enough. I got to watch it again.
Really?
Yeah. I just remember like the business card scene and stuff,
Yeah,
but
it's bone. That was the color that they're made out of.
eggshell white. So,
Bone.
yeah. So back to your original. I do think 93 is too much, but like maybe 50 is too low. I
Yeah.
don't know. 93 is just the perfect amount because that's what someone was willing to pay.
Well, there you go. There's your top 5 hockey card sales from last week, and I haven't looked at the calendar, but I think there's another week next week, so we'll probably be back with another video, huh?
See you next week. Let's
Bye
go.
bye. So hot.